So I think that everything is positioned now for Ethereum to really dominate.
Today, we take a look at Ethereum.
Because that would be the real catalyst. If Ethereum is able to flip Bitcoin.
And how far Ethereum could go in 2024.
It is by far the dominant platform.
The ecosystem that's evolving today.
And, it's the dominant platform for a reason.
And then, of course, at the end, what could eventually take down Ethereum.
And so I think we will probably see this cycle, Solana gets solidified as like the number 3.
Watch the whole video.
What was the big story for Ethereum in 2023?
But let's start in less than 60 seconds on why the Ethereum price has been fading all of last year compared to Bitcoin, compared to Solana.
To be honest, I don't think there was a big story for Ethereum. I think that's part of what's kind of going on with the most recent Ethereum price action. Ethereum has done everything that it said that it would over the last 3, 4, 5 years, right? Proof of stake has happened. L2s are happening. Everything is kind of set up for Ethereum to really dominate. But hasn't been a huge catalyst, I would say. It's just been, a slow grind back up.
Now, the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, has backed Ethereum as well. That may be the catalyst we see at the end of 2024. But the reason Ethereum is slumping today is because Celsius, to unstake thousands of Ethereum, the defunct crypto lender sent over 30,000 Ethereum to custodian Fireblocks in the past week, some of which was deposited onto crypto exchange Coinbase. So Celsius had been staking all that Ethereum and then just selling the rewards. Now they're just unstaking and selling all the Ethereum. The company, Celsius, which is converting to become a Bitcoin miner, had previously said it would include staking in its activities. The firm has been selling staking rewards on the open market to cover costs associated with the reorg plan. And in a direct quote from them, they say, Celsius will unstake existing Ethereum holdings, which have provided valuable staking rewards income to the estate to offset certain costs incurred throughout the restructuring process. The significant unstaking activity in the next few days will unlock ETH to ensure timely distributions to the creditors. Meaning if you lost money in Celsius, you like this, but also meaning this is why Ethereum has been slumping this week. Click subscribe if you appreciate staying up to date on this market you're invested in. And the data from analysis tool Arkham showed that the crypto wallets linked to Celsius have staked over 151 million worth of ETH, now being unstaked, a position on which it likely earns over 4% to 5% in annualized yields. I guess they're interested in getting that liquidity now.
I think the interesting thing this cycle is that Ethereum has now been the number 2 asset.
But looking into this year, 2024 and beyond, what is the potential?
Ethereum has now been the number 2 asset for, other than like a brief blip where Ripple passed it for a few months in 2018, 2019, about 7 years. It's been the number 2 crypto asset, right? And for good reason. It has dominated transaction activity. It's dominated the narratives from NFTs to decentralized finance. And we now are sort of in this position where as Bitcoin, as it typically does at the start of a cycle, as the Bitcoin dominance cycle starts to grow, what would typically happen is those Bitcoin profits would be rotated out into, alternative assets, right? Longer tail assets. And Ethereum was typically one of those.
So Ethereum and other altcoins typically do outperform Bitcoin in a bull market. Yet why is this trend seeming to slump on Ethereum?
But it feels to me like Ethereum is now in a position where it has become so dominant that people are actually skipping over Ethereum and going to things like Solana and, even layer 2 scaling solutions and, longer tail assets, more speculative assets. And so I think Ethereum is kind of a victim of its own success in that regard.
Also, the Ethereum layer 2 ecosystem is stealing some of that market share in a sense.
What has happened, though, over the last year is there has been this consolidation around the Ethereum ecosystem in terms of the layer 2 scaling, right? That Ethereum roadmap of Ethereum mainnet as the data layer and all of these other execution layers in the form of Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, etc. We've seen even huge companies like Coinbase using Ethereum and Optimism as their sort of foray into these on-chain transactions. And so that's been a really powerful narrative that we've seen. What has also happened is some of the competing layer one networks, the other networks that were taking attention away from Ethereum, have kind of pivoted to come back into the ecosystem and become L2s, right? So Celo is a great example of that. What that's done, I think, has created a bit of a power vacuum for Solana to be this credible threat. And so I think we will probably see this cycle, Solana get solidified as like the number 3 crypto asset, where you'll have Bitcoin, then Ethereum as the dominant smart contract platform, but Solana as this fast follower platform that will likely.
So let's talk about Solana and the potential in their ecosystem. A continuation from a video I put out almost a week ago. Solana altcoins will make millionaires in 2024, but what could be that catalyst that sends Ethereum into that next level?
There is no major catalyst. It's just going to be constant adoption. It is by far the dominant platform, and it's the dominant platform for a reason. It has the best tech, it has the best engineers, it has the widest adoption, and so I think that as an institution looking to do things with smart contracts, Ethereum's the obvious choice. It's becoming a little bit like the old IBM trope of no one ever got fired for choosing IBM, and so choosing Ethereum becomes just the obvious default choice. That said, I think Solana and potentially some of the other chains will have a chance to challenge Ethereum. But for now, it's really going to be, I think, Ethereum's game to lose. And then the question is, can Ethereum do what the Ethereum community has been predicting for a very long time, either next year or the following year in the cycle, which is flip Bitcoin? Because that would be the real catalyst. If Ethereum is able to flip Bitcoin, which requires a 4 or 5x price appreciation relative to Bitcoin, that would extremely catalyze, I think, the next couple of years of activity and shift the narrative. But it's, again, that's for Ethereum to kind of pull off.
And looking at Solana news, Solana's Mixmob launches a race-to-earn game ahead of airdrop.
This room exists to express the culture of crypto through gaming. And for that, we have created a lore that fits the crypto culture perfectly.
So this is a project I'm invested in. And again, to me, it's just cool to see the building on Solana. Crypto gaming startup Mixmob has released its first Solana-based game, Racer 1, a card-driven strategic racing experience where players can bet on matches or play and earn tokens for winning races.
So we loved what Axie was doing with crypto and gaming, but we thought, hey, we can improve on this. What if we added real money gaming, competition, and DeFi that would blow everything away and create a real sustainable economy?
To me, what was interesting is that this is backed by BitMEX co-founder, crypto OG, party animal, Arthur Hayes. Also heavy interest from the Solana team, but again, I want to know, is this game fun?
Enter Mixmob Racer 1. Think of it as Hearthstone meets Mario Kart, but with crypto. It's fun, competitive, real-time, short matches, and it has all the components that are easy to learn but hard to master.
It'll be launching on January 11th. The game is playable on iOS, Android, and desktop. And although it's not launched yet, might be cool to race to earn. But either way, I'll continue to introduce you to cool different projects popping up in the Solana ecosystem. Like always, see you tomorrow.